Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the second meeting of the year. Today is January 19th, 2026. Alyssa, can you please read the publication?
In compliance with Chapter 231 of Public Law of 1975, notice of this meeting to be held at the Criminal Justice Building, 61 Main Street, South River, has been published in the Home News Tribune on January 7, 2026, posted on the Municipal Building Bulletin Board, the Borough website, and the front door of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street, South River.
Roll call.
Mayor Gindi?
Here.
Councilwoman Da Silva?
Here.
Councilman Donato?
Here.
Councilman DeZemian?
Here.
Councilman Janikopoulos?
Here.
Councilman Gerchensky?
Here.
Council President DeSantis?
Please stand for the salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. We have nothing for proclamations as of for the agenda session. I had this put on, which was the Sicknick Memorial. As you all know, on January 9th, the governor visited the memorial at the Volunteers Park to honor Brian Sicknick on National Law Enforcement Day. With that and all the planning that the governor did, a lot of people thought that this was open to the public. This was their event, and it was their invite. So as far as we were invited, it was their rules. Everything was based on them. But with that said, I had the opportunity, along with Mr. Donato, to speak to the Sicknick family. And I know that they have shown interest in some type of memorial that would show that we honor Brian Sicknick. So as you all know, and I'm bringing this to the council today, as you all know, that we did receive a grant last year for Volunteers Park, redoing all of the playground. And I mean, as far as all the improvements from a walking path around the playground to security cameras to ADA curb cuts, and even a handicap parking spot. Even the playground would be colored maroon and gray. With that said, this goes to the council. I'm asking for your consent if this is something that you would be interested in. Although Volunteers Park is going to keep its name, what I'm going to propose to you is that we name the playground the Brian Sicknick Playground, honoring Brian Sicknick. So, you have any words, anything you'd like to say about it, please let me know. If not, then I'm taking it that we will be going forward with it. Anything? Yep. Okay. So that memorial would be done once we broke ground, which we're hoping sometime in April or June, once the playground is put together. We would have a monument. Everyone will be invited to it, and it would be for Brian Sicknick, and the whole entire family would be there. I appreciate it. Thank you. We are going to now move into the discussions for the first reading. 2026-1. If you could, Joe, talk to me about it. Yes, that's fine.
Yes, what this ordinance is, it is first reading of the Cap Bank ordinance. It's done annually. We do this every single year. This gives the borough the flexibility during the budget process. And if you don't use it in the current year, you can bank it and then use it in the next 2 years. This also protects you from unexpected rising costs or inflation that come maybe next year or the year after.
All right.
So this is done every single year we do it. So you need 2 readings. This is the first reading.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. DeLuca, can you read the second one?
Sure. So this is ordinance 2026-02. This is an ordinance updating the fees for recreation programs, including sports like baseball, basketball, soccer, and cheerleading, as well as activities such as aerobics, arts, and summer programs. It also has additional charges for non-residents and late registrants. It also introduces fees for athletic field lighting and field usage, with provisions for upfront payments, refunds for cancellations, and exemptions for any borough-sponsored groups. These changes aim to ensure sustainability of recreational services while providing incentives like sibling discounts, free coach registrations, and credits for junior coaches to encourage community participation.
Thank you. Alyssa, can you please move forward with the first reading, 2026-1?
Ordinance 2026-1, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank for calendar year 2026.
Mayor, I move that council pass ordinance 2026-1 on its first reading by title only, and that the clerk be authorized to publish the same as is required by law, with the second reading and public hearing to be held at a meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, February 9th, 2026, by video conference, via Zoom, or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street, South River, New Jersey.
Seconded.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Yes.
Councilman Donato,
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian,
Yes.
Councilman Janikopoulos,
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski,
Yes.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes.
Alyssa, 2026-2.
Ordinance 2026-2, an ordinance of the Borough of South River, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the Borough Code of the Borough of South River so as to amend Chapter 155 entitled Fees.
Mayor, I move that council pass ordinance 2026-2 on its first reading by title only, and that the clerk be authorized to publish the same as required by law, with the second reading and public hearing to be held at a meeting at 7 p.m. on Monday, February 9th, 2026, by video conference, via Zoom, or in the council chambers of the Criminal Justice Building at 61 Main Street, South River, New Jersey.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Krasinski.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Yes.
Councilman Donato,
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian,
Yes.
Councilman Janikopoulos,
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski,
Yes.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on to reports. Justin from CME.
Thank you, Mayor. Brief update on all the capital projects. For the 2023 and 2024 local aid program, contractor has completed our office's punch list. We received a minor punch list from the DOT. They will complete that, and we can begin project closeout. The 2023 local transportation projects grant, the NJDOT has approved our limit modification form, gave us permission to proceed to bid. It's scheduled to be in the paper starting next week with the bid date of February 18th. The 2025 local aid program, the project design is complete, and we submitted to the DOT for review. We received minor comments from them. We will send it back to them and hopefully be able to bid the following month. 2025 electrical substation maintenance, a pre-construction meeting is scheduled for the end of January, so we can proceed with maintenance for that. The stormwater assistant grant application, our survey department has completed their phase of the work. And for the 2026 local aid program, which includes Mercer Street from Willett Avenue to Johnson Place, Lyon Street from Sunset Street to Franson Avenue, Mitchell Avenue from Old Bridge Turnpike to Garden Street, the borough received a $582,753 grant, and our office submitted a proposal to design. That's all. Thank you.
Council, anything for CME? Joe, CFO? Nothing. DPW, H? Okay. All right. Anything for H? No? Police chief? Fire chief?
We ended the year with 536 calls for 2025. Right now, I believe we're on 50 this morning for the year. Last year was a busy year.
Okay. Thank you. Anything for the chief? No. Mr. DeLuca?
I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here. It's my first meeting with the mayor and council, and I look forward to our hard work and collaboration over the next year, but no report tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you. Alyssa?
Starting March 1st, all public notices will be required to be posted on our borough website rather than it being published in our local paper. So as of right now, I'm working with Adam to create a hyperlink to be posted on the front page of the borough website. So that's where all the notices will be going, starting March 1st.
Great. All right.
That's it.
Anything for Alyssa?
Yeah, I had a question.
Mhm.
So they're no longer being posted in a local newspaper, is what you're saying?
Starting March 1st, yeah.
And is that something going on
That's-
statewide?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, wow.
All municipalities will be doing it.
Okay.
That was the same question I had to say. It's
No, it's not something I decided to do.
just making sure.
All right, we're going to start with Councilman Krasinski.
Thank you, Mayor. Right now, the Office on Aging, they put out some of their schedule, but all I can say is to review the website at the beginning of the month to affirm if you want to do any of their activities at the time. That's it, Mayor.
Councilwoman.
Well, all I have to say is I attended my first human relations meeting last Monday. Great group of people. We discussed how South River is a multicultural town, and they're going to be looking to creating events to celebrate those different cultures in town throughout the year. So as soon as I look forward to working with them, so as soon as I hear back on any events happening, I'll be sure to let the residents know of the town. And that's it, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Councilman DeZemian.
Thank you, Mayor. Been working on having the Frosting a Pumpkin come back this year in October. Have a meeting with different departments to discuss what they need for this year's coming budget. The Board of Ed will have its first public meeting of 2026 on Thursday, January 22nd at 7 p.m. at the high school. Any residents with any concerns, questions about the Board of Ed, please come to the meeting and address your concerns. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Giannakopoulos.
Yes, Mayor. So the Environmental and Shade Tree Commission had a meeting January 15th, which I attended. Everyone on the committee was there that day. Their next meeting is January 29th. Residents are encouraged to show up at these meetings to discuss environmental and trees that we can plant in town and those kind of things. It's at 48 Washington, and it is open to the public, and the meeting starts at 6:30. And there's an EDC meeting, Economic Development Committee. It's this coming Wednesday, January the 21st at 55 Reed Street. If you have businesses in town or ideas for businesses in town to improve what they're doing or suggestions, those meetings are also open to the public. And everyone is welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Donato.
And I was hoping to have something to say tonight, but I haven't got my phone numbers yet, but I will have something to say come the next meeting when I make contact with everyone.
I will hold off my comments. I'd like to open this to the public. Oh, Council President. Go ahead.
All right, so for the Recreation Advisory Board, we had our reorg meeting was last Monday, and they voted in their new positions for 2026. For upcoming events, we have a home wrestling match next Wednesday, January 28th in the high school gym. We had our first home match last week, and the place was packed with family, friends, kids who don't wrestle, so we didn't get home matches up until basically this year in the gym, and it's been a huge success so far, so come out and support, as I say, the toughest boys and girls in this town, because that's the wrestlers. Registration is still open for our basketball fundamentals, coached by Councilman DeZemian. It is for children kindergarten through second grade, but they do start this Saturday. So if you're going to register, let's get on it. Our free T-ball and baseball clinic registration is open, and those sessions are also held on Saturdays in the middle school elementary side gym, and those also start this Saturday, the 24th. That is a free program, so sign up. If you make one, you make two. Just get involved, get out there. We're also going to have our spring activities opening soon, which is full T-ball, baseball, softball, and Zumba. You can visit the Borough website for more details. I know that we just talked about the fees for the rec programs, so I work very closely with Terry and Jess to make sure that we're offering good programs at a fair price. A lot of these other towns are charging triple, quadruple what we are. Some of the fees do have to change year over year. They're really just to keep pace with some of the expenses of referees and facility usage. So we really are giving a very good program, breadth of program and activities for a very good price. If you tell people in another town what you pay here, they're going to start coming over and paying that extra $10 because they're from out of town. So it really is truly a great offering. And I'm well immersed with all the sports through my own kids and what I coach, and I see it every season. The Easter egg hunt will be on March 21st with a rain date of March 28th. And the next Recreation Advisory Board meeting will be on Monday, March 9th at 6 p.m. and we meet at 55 Reed Street, and the residents are welcome and encouraged to attend. My second part here is about the Budget Committee, which is myself, Councilman Donato, and Councilman DeZemian. We're going to have our first introductory meeting Monday, the 26th of January, to start the process. We meet several times before we introduce preliminary and go through the approval process, but I'm just letting you know that that is starting now. You have anything to add to that, Joe? You're good. Yeah, so we're all set. All right, you got it. And that's all I have today.
All right. I'm going to go back to Councilman Janikopoulos.
I had one oversight. This year, the Environmental Shade Tree Commission appointed a new chair, which happens to be in our audience right there, hiding right back there, Emily Grasso. And I just wanted to point out that she is in the room. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'd like to now open it up to the public. You got 5 minutes. Please state your name and your address.
Jim Hutchinson, 38 Virginia Street. I'll be quick because everybody wants to go see the IU Miami game. Glad to hear that Frost on a Pumpkin possibly be coming back. I participated in that a few years back when I was in better shape. Probably why I'm not in good shape now. But that's always a great event because it ends up being like a warm-up for the New York City Marathon. So we get a lot of people coming over here with the hills and so forth of South River. It's quite the challenge. So glad to hear that. That's good. Just one quick question. January 1st, I asked about the bids for the borough attorney when they came up. And you stated that it was a $10 difference in the hourly rate for the attorneys. Our current attorney that was hired that day and our former attorney, I had a chance because it's now public record that I was able to see that the bid specs came in and it was a $20 differential. It was, our new borough attorney was charging $20 more.
Okay, so
You
before
said it was $10.
I did, because we actually had a negotiation when we interviewed him, and he lowered it down to $10.
Okay.
So it probably did not reflect right away, but I know I could. Mr. DeLuca?
That's accurate.
Thank you.
Just part of the process for receiving bids, it's a fair and open process.
That's correct.
So just wondering, since there was negotiations prior to the contract being offered to this new borough attorney firm, was that same opportunity given to the former borough attorney firm? Did you have discussions on them saying, would you be willing to lower your bid price?
No, I did not.
Okay, so based upon that, it appears though the selection was made and it was just then negotiated down.
You'd like to call it that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Anyone else from the public?
Emily Grasso, 13 Darrow Street. I just have a question about the new notice procedure. So, like on the borough website, all our meetings are listed and our agendas, and so is it going to be just where all the activities are listed? Is that what's going to look like?
I think how it's going to be, I think on the side of, I don't remember off the top of my head, but on the side of the borough website, there's a bunch of links. That's where it's going to go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the information is there. It's just going to be in a different format.
Yeah, like you'll be able to click on it and it'll direct you to the page where all the notices will be.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public?
Gary Brill, 20 Monticello Way. This is about the closure of Monticello Drive and Collins Drive. A few things that I want to clear up that I have some issues with. I know you're a first responder. First responder is protector of life and property. Is that a true statement?
That's true.
So by adding more time to the response time, up to 2 minutes, depending on the worst case scenario, would it be better to have it open or not?
Closed.
Closed.
For safety.
Who's safety?
Listen, we already had this conversation.
Well, I know. I mean, the safety that you came out with
Go ahead.
is You told that there were 2 bad drivers there that needed the thing you were concerned with. Number one, you didn't give them a ticket. You didn't recommend. You didn't stop them. You didn't talk to them. You did nothing to it, and they're still out there, wreaking havoc with the public here, and maybe take someone out. So that was a new issue here with the safety on that. I think someone's life is a little bit more safety than a bad driver. 2 is, I got concerns, I mean, since the cat's out of the bag that someone could die from this, the insurance. Your insurance, know that I know the town is covered by a lot of safety nets, so you can't sue too much, but you know, if it's negligence, could the insurance company be sued? I mean, town be sued for murders for someone dying?
It's gotta be on a case-by-case basis.
I understand, so, but it's a possibility, so, I mean, and about it. I mean, since you don't want to do nothing about it, I mean, you don't wait till someone die. I mean, is someone's death worth it? Yes or no?
No, but I will definitely see you at the February 9th meeting.
Well, I know that.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, sir. Anyone else from the public? Going once, going twice. Motion to close public. Motion by Councilman Krasinski,
Second.
second by Councilman Giannakopoulos.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are going to go to marital appointments. Environmental Shade and Tree Commission. The chair is Emily Grasso, Anne Marie Price, and Sherry White. As of for Mayor's Advisory Committee on Housing and Committee Block Grant Programs, David Krupicki, Raymond Bazak, James Jones, and Daniel Andre. For the Redevelopment Advisory Committee, you have our liaison, Nick Giannakopoulos, Rui Baptiste, Joseph Highland, John Frost, myself, and my secretary, Caitlin Vargo. And for Human Relations Commission, it's Anita Chada. And then for OEM, our director did resign, so the new director is going to be Peter Sokansky, and I will be moving Adam DeHanes to deputy director. Thank you. Lisa, consent resolutions 2026-10 to 2026-75. Before you start, we will be pulling 65, 66, 73, and 74.
One more time, 65.
65, 66, 73, and 74.
Okay, whereas Resolution 2026-01 authorizes the Borough Council to utilize the consent agenda to adopt various resolutions of a routine and non-controversial nature at one time. Now therefore be it is hereby resolved that the below listed resolutions are hereby adopted by the Borough Council in whole, as if the same were individually acted upon. Has the council had the opportunity to review all the resolutions?
Yes.
Yes.
So excluding resolutions 65, 66, 73, and 74. Take a motion.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Giannakopoulos.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Yes.
Councilman Donato,
Here. Yes.
Councilman DeZemian,
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos,
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski,
Yes.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes.
Okay. First one was 65, correct?
Yes, 65 first.
Resolution 2026-65, resolution authorizing the appointment of the Public Power Association of New Jersey representative. I, Peter S. Gindi, Mayor of the Borough of South River, with the advice and consent of the Council of South River, do hereby appoint the following as the Public Power Association of New Jersey representative for the term of January 19, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, of Joseph Sanga.
All right, the second person would be Mark Taninigan.
Okay,
Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman Giannakopoulos.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Yes.
Councilman Donato,
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Janikopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Resolution 2026-66, resolution authorizing the appointment of Mid-Jersey Municipal Joint Insurance Fund representative. I, Peter S. Gindi, Mayor of the Borough of South River, with the advice and consent of the Council of South River, do hereby appoint the following as the Mid-Jersey Municipal Joint Insurance Fund representative for the term of January 19, 2026 to December 31st, 2026 as Joseph Zanga.
My second person I'll be putting on will be Mark Tenennigan. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Seconded by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Donato?
Yes.
Councilman DeZemian?
Yes.
Councilman Janikopoulos?
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski?
Yes.
Council President DeSantis?
Yes.
Resolution 2026-73, determining that Block 143, lots 3.03 and 3.04 on the tax map of the Borough of South River, Alborn Woods, is a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et sec. Please don't make me read the whole thing.
Motion to waive the.
No.
Please
hold
don't make me
on.
read the whole thing.
Motion to waive the full reading.
Read the whole thing. So this is a resolution, as well as the next one, designating certain properties within the borough as areas in need of redevelopment. So under the local housing and redevelopment law, a municipality is empowered to study particular areas and determine whether or not, under certain statutory criteria, they meet the definition of what's called a blighted area. So the planning board undertook that study. They found that the blocks designated as Block 143, lots 3.03 and 3.04 do meet that definition. And in this particular case, they meet what's referred to as criterion C under New Jersey Statute 40A:12A-5 because it is unimproved vacant land. It's remained vacant for more than 10 years, and due to its location, remoteness, topography, and other factors, it's not likely to be developed through private capital. So what this resolution will do is it will now direct the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan to come up with special zoning rules to encourage development of these lots. So this is not an adoption of any plan. It's not any proposal for development. It's merely a special designation of these lots that will entitle them to a special rezoning in the future.
Right. Thank you. Do we have a question?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, now of course I'm new on the council. I'm also a licensed land surveyor and a licensed planner. I have an educational background in engineering. I took a look at the report that was done. To say that I don't agree with their conclusions is like saying it lightly. The property is located at the westerly terminus of Virginia Street and easterly right-of-way of Alborn Street. Property is undisturbed wooded area containing a wetland portion and having an upward slope, lowest point being on Virginia Street, and it increases in elevation to the highest point on Alborn Street. Various sales of portions of the property have been made over the years until the entire area came under the ownership of Alborn Woods Apartments, LLC. The report that we have stated that 2 prior residential applications were submitted to the borough and approved. In both cases, the property improvements were never constructed by the owners. I can only guess why. According to the report, Alborn Woods Apartments, LLC is the requesting individual to reclassify the property for redevelopment. Because of the ERC that says, based on previous difficulty in developing this site for single-family dwellings, the site will be considered an area the site should be considered an area in need of development. Well, it's been approved twice. Yes, it's going to be expensive. Just the nature of the property is that's going to be expensive to develop it. There's no question about it. Everyone knew when they bought the property what the conditions were. They tried, previous owners tried, and they were decided after they got approval not to do it. It is a vacant property. It's been vacant longer than I've been around, because I lived in that area. We used to go play up in all those wooded areas. However, there's nothing else wrong with the property other than you got wetlands. Wetlands is not going to go away. The changes in elevations, not going to go away. I don't see the reasoning behind this. There's nothing wrong with the soils. It's not an erosion problem. The only thing that they say is it's vacant. Vacant in itself does not make it subject to redevelopment. And it even states in the criteria they use is what they call criteria C. And if you bear with me, I'm going to read this. And it comes in two parts. States the land is owned by the municipality, the county, a local housing authority, redevelopment agency, or the redevelopment entity, or unimproved vacant land that has remained so for a period of 10 years prior to the adoption of the resolution. And as I said, it's been older than me, so yeah, it's been more than 10 years. But in addition to that, it says, and that by reason of its location, remoteness, lack of means of access to developed sections or portions of the municipality, or topography, topography or the nature of soil is not likely to be developed through instrumentally, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, of private capital. They were already approved and it could have been developed. So the contention that it's really, the only thing that applies here is that yes, it's been vacant, but it's also been approved for development. And the developer is the one who's asking for this. Now, we in the borough, and I work for the county, so I understand this quite well, have a responsibility to the general public. In my case, at the county level, to the residents of the county of Middlesex. However, I have to be fair to the other side as well. Now we have to do the same thing here. And this is not what I consider a redevelopment a property that should be redesignated, because we don't know for sure what's going to happen to it. The people should have been notified, the surrounding owners. I have indications that that did not happen. And therefore, I encourage a no vote on this because, like I say, it's as far as my professional opinion is, it wasn't, I don't agree with it. Let's put it that way. And of course, I have that right to disagree. Now, what the council has to take into consideration is what I said, put a little bit of thought behind it, and then make the determination. Whatever they decide, and I will go with it. But I don't have to agree with it. That's about all.
Anything else?
Yes, Mayor, I have. So to follow up on what Mr. Donato said, it has been vacant for over 10 years. And then the other part, it has been approved. And he said the reason that it hasn't been done is that it's going to cost a lot of money. That's why in that paragraph it says it's too much for private capital to undertake. So because it's too much for private capital to undertake, twice it's been approved, and twice the people that went through the process realized to meet the criteria that it requires to develop just the upper portion, not the wetlands. I don't want anyone to think we're trying to develop anything in wetlands. It was just too much money to develop it. That's why this person is asking for redevelopment. Now, what's going to be redeveloped, that's up for discussion. That is nothing we're deciding on. We just, it's up for, for discussion as to what we're going to put there. But we do need to make it feasible for somebody to do something with property that they own. That's all. And that clause in there that private capital can't do it, that's the reality of it. It's been tried twice. Private capital can't do it. Can we meet somewhere in the middle? I don't know. It's up to debate, and the citizens are going to be made aware of it, and we're going to have a public discussion about it. And I really appreciate your thoughts in that. I appreciate what Mr. Donato said. But yeah, I think there's that other part too. Thank you.
Any other discussions? Do I have a motion?
Can we do a motion for both of them, for 73 and 73?
Do one at a time.
One, okay.
Yep.
Do I have a motion?
Anticipating.
I would make a motion to approve it.
Do I have a second?
This is just so there's no mistakes. I'm making a motion to just approve discussion about what would be there and look into it further. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is that
That's
correct?
accurate. You are not approving any rezoning or development plan whatsoever.
Just to look into
just
the
designation.
just the designation.
And
Because
Mr.
it does meet the criteria, and I don't know if everyone in the audience is aware, as it was presented to us at the Land Use Board, there's 10 criteria out there, and as far as the state of New Jersey is concerned, if it meets one of them, that is justification to do it. So it does meet the one, and it needs one. That's what it needs. So I would make a motion to just discuss it and move forward with it.
Mr. DeLuca, just to be clear, if we were to push this through with a yes, the plans would then have to come before again to be approved at that level.
So the plan, there would be a two-phase process for the plans. They would be designed and reviewed by the planning board. Then that review would require a finding by the planning board that they are not inconsistent with the master plan. And then this governing body would need to adopt them by ordinance. So there would be a public hearing on those plans.
And that is because it would be deemed redevelopment. That's why it comes to us in that fashion,
Yes,
as opposed to other projects which don't come to us because they're not in redevelopment zones.
that is accurate.
Understood. Okay.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, so motion by Councilman Giannakopoulos, second by Councilwoman Silva.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Yes.
Councilman Donato,
No.
Councilman DeZemian,
Yes.
Councilman Giannakopoulos,
Yes.
Councilman Gertenski,
No.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes.
4-2.
Resolution 2026-74, determining that Block 356, Lot 1.06 on the tax map of the Borough of South River, Woji Way, is a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et sec.
So similar here, again, this is a resolution designating a particular property as an area of need redevelopment. The big difference between this property and resolution and the prior one is that this is municipally owned land. This is block 356, lot .01, and that is owned by the borough. So this similarly would be a finding that the property meets criteria C, and therefore should be designated as an area of need and redevelopment.
Council, discussion?
Yes, again.
Mr. Donato?
But the location of the property, of course, is between what I call, well, Charter Drive, which is an easement. It's not an official recognized right-of-way. It was developed on, I don't want to go into it, some years ago. It goes from there all the way back to what I consider would be Capitol Court Development area between there and Charter Drive on the east, and of course Woji Way on this, mostly on the south. and the development to the north of it. It's undisturbed woodland, having a gentle slope running generally from the west side of the site called the Capitol Court Development towards Charter Drive. On the east, the site contains natural wildlife, deer, fox, and other species indicative of the area over the history of this area. The report that was submitted concluded that the site met the requirements of C, which I spoke about before, of Section 5 of the Local Housing Redevelopment Law. Let's take another look at that. I don't know if you really want me to read that again, but I will. Again, the land is owned by a municipality, county, local housing authority, redevelopment agency, or redevelopment entity, or is unimproved vacant land that has remained so for a period of 10 years prior to the adoption of the resolution. Plus, and we know it's owned by the borough. Plus, that by reason of its location, remoteness, lack of means of access to developed sections or portions of the municipality, or topography or nature of the soil, is not likely to be developed through the instrumentality of private capital. First part is true. It's vacant land. It's owned by the town. It's been vacant like that for forever and ever, before I was born. But that's the only thing that's true about it. It's not isolated. It's not any of the things that has to be part of that being vacant land. And it's also designated as public property, and according to administrative rules, and I will find that. It's called Class 15. Oops, where'd you go? You find Class 15C, public property, which means real property owned by the federal, state, county, or local governments or their agencies and devoted to public uses. That property, open space, as far as I'm concerned, is designated for the public use. There's no reason to include that property as for redevelopment. We own the property. We want to do something for it, we can do that. We have that the ability. Why not, if we're going to do anything, but put something that's going to be useful to the town? A rec center. You can use that for a rec center and still have plenty of the property left over to keep in its natural state, to bring your great-great-grandchildren down to see some deer and wildlife in the back. We can make it a facility that takes care of everything from the youngest child to the oldest senior citizen, sort of like me. But to designate it for redevelopment, and again, we don't know what's going to be put there. Nobody knows what's going to be put there. And to do that without proper notice of changing the nature of that property, without providing notice to the surrounding property owners, I think is a disservice to the residents of this town. Again, if it were a developer, and this is not a developer, this is our property. Do we really want to go there? Has it been done before? Yeah. And everybody has agreed to do it. Again, it's public property. I never got any question on to vote for whether we wanted to use it or not for private development, and that's what's going to happen, more than likely. Because I can't rule it out, I got to assume that that's what's going to happen. And I think we all need to be mindful of that. There's nothing wrong with the soils, there's nothing wrong with anything on the property other than it's vacant. Because if there was, it would have been in the report, which it was not. So again, I don't think it's a wise decision to accept that that report, only because accepting it means we're going to do something else with it. And do we really want to go that way? I know people down there are upset about it now, and I don't think we really want to get them too upset, because it's a very influential part of town, I believe. And yeah, it's not my part of town. You develop it, so what? Not going to hurt me. but is it the right thing to do? And I do not believe it is. So I disagree with the conclusions of that report, and as a resident and a licensed professional, it's my job to say what I feel is the correct thing, and that's just what I'm saying now. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the council?
I would just like to echo what Councilman Donato said about these are case-by-case basis. So the idea that we're going to redevelop one property or the other, or both, or neither, it does come before the council. You made a comment about something that would be communal for the greater good of many, which I'm in 100% agreement with. As these proposals come across, they'll be evaluated as such. I don't know of anything specific that's been put out there. So to give it the opportunity to have those plans presented, I think could be viewed as the right way to assess. I know that while I'm up here, I would make the best decision for what I think is the good of all. I won't be up here forever. I don't know how long it'll be. And then the next administration, whenever that comes, they would have to make a decision as well. But I will tell you that some of the things that I'd like to see happen in this town, I would like to see happen while I'm still up here. And if this property or any property goes that direction, I think that we would be working together on something along the lines of what you said, and not something that would be looked at as developer, et cetera. So I do, the facts you presented were very impressive. And I know that letter C seems to be the easy groove for this, but at the same time, I kind of want to see what may be out there to come across that could be beneficial for many residents. And I think the jury would still be out on that. So that's what I have.
Thank you. Anybody else? Do I have a motion?
A motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Councilman DeZemian.
Councilwoman De Silva,
Yes.
Councilman Donato,
No.
Councilman DeZemian,
Yes.
Councilman Janikopoulos,
Yeah, I vote yes and agree with what Matt said. As long as it's something that's beneficial, it's worth looking into for the whole borough.
Councilman Gerchensky,
No.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes.
4-2. All right, we will now be going to council comments, starting with Councilman Donato.
Oh, I wish I had comments other than that.
You all tired out?
Read
I'm tired out.
read letter C again.
You good?
Read C again.
I was told tonight, since I'm a council member, I can spend as much time as I want talking, and that was a bad thing to say. I'll keep it to a minimum every time I possibly can.
Right.
But as I said to everybody, I say it as I see it, and the good and the bad and the combination of it, which does happen. And I appreciate and respect everyone's opinion. So I'm not going away mad.
Hey, we all get along.
Which, that's not why we're up here. We're up here to do the best thing. And I voice my opinion and my observations, and hopefully that will find a home in everyone's head. So that's it.
Thank you. Councilman Janikopoulos.
I'd just like to thank everyone that showed up for the meeting, and just to put it out there that if the residents have opinions and things to say, please come to these council meetings and say what's on your mind. Tell us what you think, because we're not mind readers. We're out up here, as my friend Councilman Hank DeZemian says, we're assuming that everyone in the borough knows things. And I know when I used to be just somebody out there in the borough, there's a lot going on up here I didn't know. And I should have came up here and asked more questions. And I encourage anyone that's watching on YouTube, or I think it's YouTube, right, where you watch this? Yep. To just come up here and tell us what you think. We're doing good, we're doing bad, whatever it is, just let us know. And, we're a community and we're all trying to do whatever is good for South River. And that's all. I fumble up here a little bit, but I'm just a guy from South River trying to help out. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman DeZemian.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Hutchison, on the words of the Frost on the Pumpkin. Trying to do the best we can to get that going again. That was started back in 1980 by someone I went to high school with. and it continued, which was great. And try to get that back going again. Could take some effort, but gonna try. Thank you for your comments on that, and use your helping out too. Like Council President Matt had said before, last year I helped with coaching the youth in basketball. I play basketball at South River. I know the sport well, to teach, and it was my honor last year to help with the rec department, working with Terry, and I loved it. And I've had some of the parents come up to me just recently and say, are you going to be doing it again? And I already was going to plan on doing it again. I talked to Terry about it, and it was happy to hear them and say that I was working with the very young ones, the 4-year-olds. So it was a challenge in more ways, to teach them basketball and just teaching them to enjoy the game. And they had a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it again this coming Saturday. So any of the kids out there, I took it to another level. I had asked her last year after it ended in the winter, like in March, can I do this again in the summer? So I was up at Leonardine Park. We had about 5, and their parents are there, and they just loved it. Me working with them at the new courts, which are in great shape, utilizing them, and just watching them just being 4-year-olds. It was funny, and working with them. I look forward to continuing that again this winter. And that's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman De Silva.
Well, I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. It's an honor to be up here, and especially to work with this group of guys up here. They're amazing. They're teaching me a lot, a little bit too much. It's a little overwhelming, but I'm gonna try my best. But like Councilman Nick said before, I invite everybody in South River, all the residents, to come out and voice your concerns, whether they're positive, negative. We can't help if we don't know what's going on. We're not mind readers. We're just moms, dads, and we love the town. And I think together we're going to be able to work, no matter what side we're on, we're going to be able to work really well together. We've showed it so far that we listen to each other and we respect each other's thoughts and opinions. And yeah, I look forward to a great year and working with everybody. And that's it.
All right, thank you. Councilman Krasinski.
Thank you, Mayor. In regards to what we had discussed before, too, about naming a park after Officer Sicknick and everything, too, which is fine. But one thing that kind of concerns me, too, is, well, my dad was one of the greatest generations. And this town lost 56 of their residents. I'd like to see a little bit more dedication to some of them, possibly some of the streets named after, not named directly after them, but dedicated to them, rather than just a big stone that's in front of number 70 Main Street and having their names inscribed on it.
We could work on that. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I know several does it.
I know some of the other towns have done it, and I know we can't do it just, on a whim, but I'd like to see that happen. I really
I'll
would.
work on that. Bring me that list if you don't mind.
In the meantime, we're expecting more bad weather coming this weekend. Please, if you can move your vehicles off the street to let our DPW and everything take care of it, we'd be really grateful as far as that goes, because sometimes, and whenever you clean your cars off, please don't throw it back in the street. It'll melt, it'll go into the ground, it'll make the grass grow. With that, that's all I have to say right now. I'd like to thank our DPW for the work that they've done throughout, our police department for checking after all the streets and taking care of our wellness and all, and Robert Wood Johnson for everything else in our fire department. With that, I thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Council President.
Oh, I planned on speaking a bit about the redevelopment, but it was brought up in that section, so I said what I said, and we're good to go, so that's it.
All right. First of all, I'd like to thank the Police Department and Department of Public Works for a great job in the snow removal, keeping our cars off the road. I know a lot of people were hiding behind social media complaining about how they didn't get curb to curb. For them to get curb to curb, unless you are a no park zone, take your car off the street. That's my only suggestion to you. Get your car off the street. You cannot sit there and complain about it if your car is one of those things that are sitting in the street even though that's your only means of park, but unfortunately, that's the only way they could do their job. E-bikes and scooters. I know I'm getting a lot of slack on this. I know we're working on it right now with the attorney on getting an ordinance put together. Believe me when I tell you, we are on it. This is very tedious. I know the whole entire state is also working on something. So once they have accomplished something, we will be passing it down to South River. Last year, I have to give it up to our grant writer, Dawn, as well as Joe Zanga. We had a lot of grants that were put out, and this year we started off on a good note. So I want to thank the county commissioners for a approximately $1.1 million grant that is going to go to Veterans Drive Park, the athletic field. South River is getting its first turf field. Well, thank you very much for that $1.1 million. The weather is getting worse. Please check on your elderly. Please. You don't know what's going on. Knock at their door. Make sure everything's okay. If you're not sure, call the police. They'll send a wellness and they'll check up on them. Other than that, I've said it before. Happy New Year. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Council President DeSantis, seconded by Council DeZemian.
All in favor?
Aye.